Everyone, Death Metal Antichrist here, back with a brand new video, and this is a video I wanted to put out when this album initially came out, but didn't have enough time to because I hadn't listened to the whole album yet. I had kind of life got in the way, and I basically just didn't have time to do it, but now I do. So today we're going to be reviewing Metallica's new album, first album in 7 years, 72 seasons. Now, okay. This album is, well, I'm not a fan of this album, I will say. Like, it does have a couple highlights. Like, I will say something interesting that they've done before. If they've released like their longest song they've ever done, which is Inamorata, and it's clocks in at 11 minutes and 10 seconds, and I'll admit that's pretty cool. But overall, there's a lot of repeat. Like, I will say this: the songs Lux Eterna and Shadows Follow are pretty decent. I like those ones. I love the Motic, oh fuck, yeah, Motorhead vibes on no Motorhead influence on Lux Eterna, and it's probably the only one of the singles I actually like. Like, if Darkness Had a Sun, I basically could not stand. The single 72 seasons is definitely a highlight of those singles, but I mean, I think the fact of the matter is they had 7 years to write some stuff and they wrote this, which I guess, I mean, it does have highlights and they've earned their place in metal. They're the biggest metal band in the world for a reason. You know what I mean? Like, they definitely have a reason to be as big as they are. But I don't know. This new album, I'm not too big on that though. Um, yeah. And it's a lot of the album's pretty generic. I mean, it's not awful. I mean, they've definitely put out worse, but they've definitely put out better. So yeah, I don't really know personally, but yeah, it's kind of a hard way to rank this album. I mean, it has a couple songs I like. I'll give it that. I mean, I recently learned Lux Eterna and Shadows Follow, and Shadows Follow is pretty fun to play on guitar, even though the riff kind of the main riff fucks with you a bit. It's pretty fun, and the songs, like I said, with repeated riffs, that's another problem on this album. There's a lot of repeated riffs and a lot of like, the singles had me worried. I'll say that, but if Darkness Had a Sun is definitely a big low point for this album, and it's probably my least favorite on the album, if I'm being frank with you. I mean, I'll say this: the album is consistent, but not in a good way. Like, not in the way I'd want it to be. I'd want the album to be consistent in its just overall has consistency. If it keeps going on, it keeps this new shit. There's new, but it's more consistent in the fact that it's kind of just what's the word, like generic, really, which isn't something I want from like I've been waiting for this album since like 2018, since I first got into metal. So, but like obviously I'll always respect Metallica for all they've done for metal and for getting me into metal just to begin with, because like I would not be where I am without Metallica. I'll say that, and I don't think many bands would be here without Metallica, and a lot of things in general, like metal related, wouldn't be here without Metallica. So I'll say that. My favorite song is definitely Lux Eterna, and my least favorite song is definitely If Darkness Had a Sun. Do not like that at all. Do not like that. Like, unfortunately, on this album, the bad overshadows the good. And I think that's this main album's problem. And there's not a lot of good on this album, which sucks. Like, it really sucks. Because they had 7 years to write this shit. And I mean, you do got to take into consideration that obviously they were on tour a lot and they're still touring a lot. And like obviously, I still have the utmost respect for James and everyone in Metallica and for what they've done for metal in general. It's kind of hard not to, but yeah, I can't really I mean, like I've said, I've always preferred Megadeth, so yeah, but I don't know. I don't know. Man. I mean, Overkill released an album on the same day, and I think it's a lot better personally. But I mean, this album, I've heard people call it thrash before, and it definitely has those thrashy elements to it, especially in the drumming and some of the riffing. But personally, I'd call it more of a basic heavy metal and speed metal album with hints of thrash, obviously, and a bit of weirdly hard rock. Not really, actually. I don't know. But it has a lot of influences of a lot of stuff, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I don't know. But I would not say it's a full thrash album. Like, the album kind of sounds like a mix of like it sounds like a fusion of Death Magnetic, Load, Reload, and probably And Justice for All. So that's pretty cool, I guess. But yeah, if I'm gonna give this album a score out of 10, it'd probably be a 5 out of 10, which is not very good. And I've had albums that I've disliked even more, but yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, if they come to Australia, which they probably will because they're going on tour, then you can definitely catch me at there at the Perth show. You can definitely catch me there. Anyways, I'm gonna end the video here. Stay brutal.